Imagine it's 1850s. The Crimean War is underway, and the British soldiers are dying in large numbers, but not from battle wounds. Florence Nightingale, a trained nurse, travels to front lines. What she sees shocks her. Poor sanitation, overcrowded hospitals, and preventable disease. But instead of just relying on what she observes, Nightingale begins collecting data. She tracks the causes of death, meticulously record how many soldiers died from infections, wounds, and other factors. What she finds is staggering. The majority of deaths are from disease, not from combat. Using this data, she creates one of the first data visualizations, a circular graph now called coxcomb diagram to clearly show the impact of sanitation on mortality.
Nice.
She presents this to the government leaders, and they can't ignore the results. Thanks to her data insights, hygiene practices are improved, and mortality rates dropped drastically. Florence Nightingale didn't just care for patients. She changed the world using data. In the late 1990s, hospitals in UK were noticing something strange. Patients were dying unexpectedly, especially when one nurse, Beverly Allitt, was on duty. It took years to prove anything until a data analyst started reviewing hospital records. Which nurse was on shift? What time did the death occur? Were there any patterns in the patient's conditions? The analyst used nothing more than a basic spreadsheet to uncover the truth. The data told a chilling story. The odds of so many incidents happening randomly were almost impossible, unless someone was responsible. That analysis led to a full investigation and eventually convicted the nurse. Just like that, data uncovered what no one else could see. Numbers don't lie, if you know how to read them. In 1854, a deadly cholera outbreak hit London. People thought it spread through the air. But one man disagreed. John Snow, a physician, did something unusual at that time. He started plotting each death on a map. What he found was shocking. Most of the deaths were clustered around one water pump. He convinced the city to remove the pump handle. The result? The outbreak slowed. People stopped dying. That simple map became one of the first examples of data visualization in history and led the foundation of modern epidemiology. Sometimes a single chart can save thousands of lives. In early 2000s, a massive hurricane was approaching Florida. While most people were watching the news, Walmart's data analysts were watching something else. Their sales data. They noticed that before every single storm, there was a spike in Pop-Tarts, especially strawberry flavor. Why? They're non-perishable, don't need cooking, and kids love them. So what did Walmart do? They shipped extra Pop-Tarts and emergency supplies to stores, day before the storm hit. The result? They were fully stocked, helped people prepare, and made more sales. All because of data. Even weather forecasts didn't move that fast. In 2009, a whistleblower in Honduras leaked a simple Excel spreadsheet. It looked ordinary until people noticed something strange. Dozens of government contracts were awarded to the same companies, all linked to the president's family and friends. The spreadsheet showed overpricing, duplicate contracts, and millions in stolen funds. The data spread fast. News outlets picked it up. Protesters took to the streets. And soon, the pressure forced President Manuel Zelaya out of office. It wasn't a speech. It wasn't a bombshell video. It was data. A single spreadsheet exposed corruption at the highest level. In 2013, Netflix made a risky move. They invested $100 million in a brand new show called House of Cards before even filming the pilot. Crazy, right? But here's the twist. It wasn't a guess. Netflix studied data from millions of users. People love political dramas. They binge movies directed by David Fincher. and show starring Kevin Spacey. Big hits. Put them all together and House of Cards was born. It became a massive success. And for the first time, a TV series was greenlit by data, not just instinct. That moment, it changed how entertainment industry works forever. In 2013, a quiet storm was brewing in the Philippine politics. A whistleblower handed over a spreadsheet. At first glance, just names, budgets, and projects. But as investigators dug deeper, they noticed a pattern. Fake NGOs, ghost projects, and billions of pesos in taxpayers' money gone. The scam? It linked high-ranking lawmakers to fake development projects. The money was funneled through NGOs controlled by one woman, Janet Lim Napoles. The spreadsheet became a national scandal, exposing what we now call the PDAF or pork barrel scam. The public was outraged, protests erupted, cases were filed, all triggered by data. Just a spreadsheet and the truth came out. In 2012, Metro Manila was drowning. Torrential rain. No typhoon name, just monsoon floods. Roads were underwater, traffic wasn't moving, and rescue teams were overwhelmed. But in the middle of all the chaos, something worked. A small government project called Project NOAA. Using rainfall data, river levels, and satellite maps, they created a real-time flood forecast. LGUs and rescue teams used it to pre-evacuate areas, saving thousands of lives. For the first time, data made difference before disaster hit. And the flood? It led to a bigger realization. Disaster risk isn't just about storms. It's about preparation powered by data. For years, the world's most wanted man, Osama bin Laden, had vanished. No internet, no phones, no trace. But then analysts noticed something odd. A compound in Pakistan used zero technology. No landlines, no Wi-Fi, no digital footprint. In a city full of signals, this place was completely silent. That silence? It was a red flag. Data analysts compared the location's behavior to every other houses nearby. No digital activity in the 21st century? That alone made it suspicious enough to launch a mission. And in 2011, Navy SEALs confirmed it. Bin Laden was hiding in there. A lack of data spoke louder than anything else. In 2016, millions of Facebook users took a simple personality quiz. Just for fun, right? But what they didn't know was that their answers and their friends' data were being collected. That data went to a company called Cambridge Analytica. Using psychology, demographics, and Facebook behavior, they built profiles of voters, predicting how to persuade them. Then came the twist. That data was used in political campaigns to send target ads, sway opinions, and possibly even influence elections. The world was stunned. A whistleblower came forward. Facebook faced Congress, and millions of users realized their data had been weaponized, all from a quiz and an algorithm. Before the world had real-time dashboards, people were just Googling flu symptoms, fever remedies, body aches, and Google noticed something strange. In one US state, searches for flu symptoms suddenly spiked even before hospitals saw a rise in cases. That search data, it was 2 weeks ahead of the official report. Google called it Google Flu Trends. For a moment, it looked like search engine could predict outbreaks before doctors. But then, it started to fail. People were searching out of fear, not symptoms. The lesson? Data is powerful, but context is everything. In 2010, the US military was on a high alert. A missile launch warning was triggered. Someone thought North Korea had fired one. It reached high-level defense system in seconds. But here's the thing. It wasn't real. It was caused by a single typo, just one wrong digit in a line of code inside a military alert system. That typo sent out fake data to global defense networks. Tensions rose fast, but analysts double-checked the satellite data and realized No missile, no launch, just a typo. A 75-cent coding mistake almost started a war. That's the power and danger of data.